The Nile River is Egypt's lifeline, an ancient artery that has sustained civilizations for thousands of years. Over 95% of Egyptians live along its banks, their cities and villages clustered close to the water's edge, where the river brings both nourishment and opportunity. Nearly all of Egypt's fresh water comes from the Nile, supporting drinking water, farming and industry in a land where rainfall is scarce. Egypt's deep dependency on the Nile has shaped its foreign policy for generations, making any threat to its flow a matter of national security and pride. Upstream, Ethiopia's Blue Nile provides the majority of the river's water, flowing from the highlands and joining the White Nile to form the mighty river that reaches Egypt. For Ethiopia, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, known as GERD, is a symbol of national progress, unity, and a future powered by energy independence. The GERD, under construction since 2011, is seen by Ethiopia as essential for development, promising electricity for millions and a chance to lift the nation out of poverty. But Egypt fears the dam could reduce the water reaching its territory, threatening not just agriculture and daily life, but the very foundation of its society and economy. Years of negotiations, often tense and emotional, have failed to produce a binding agreement, fueling mistrust and deepening the sense of crisis. Ethiopia insists the dam won't harm downstream countries, promising cooperation and technical assurances. Meanwhile, Egypt demands firm guarantees for its water share, seeking international support to protect its vital interests. The GERD dispute is about more than water. It's a clash of national visions, historical rights, and competing futures for the Nile Basin, with millions of lives hanging in the balance. The GERD conflict has spilled into a broader geopolitical struggle. Ethiopia accuses Egypt of trying to encircle it by forging closer ties with its neighbors, aiming to isolate and pressure Addis Ababa. Egypt's diplomatic moves, especially with coastal nations, are seen as attempts to limit Ethiopia's influence and ambitions. Ethiopian leaders view this as a campaign to contain their rise and undermine their sovereignty. In response, Ethiopia is seeking new alliances, including with the United States, to counterbalance Egypt's strategy. The region is now a chessboard of shifting alliances and strategic maneuvering. Ethiopia, with over 120 million people and a booming economy, is landlocked, a major vulnerability since Eritrea's independence in 1993. Nearly all Ethiopian trade passes through foreign ports, mainly Djibouti, making the country dependent on its neighbors' goodwill and stability. This reliance increases costs and exposes Ethiopia to economic and political risks. Securing direct sea access has become a national priority, framed as essential for survival and prosperity. Ethiopia seeks peaceful solutions, negotiations, leases, or partnerships, but its ambitions unsettle coastal neighbors, especially Eritrea. The quest for a port is both a strategic necessity and a source of regional tension. Egypt has responded to Ethiopia's ambitions by actively strengthening alliances across the Horn of Africa, seeking to expand its influence and protect its interests in the region. Cairo's diplomatic efforts have intensified, with high-level visits and new agreements, signaling a renewed commitment to shaping the regional balance of power. A trilateral pact with Eritrea and Somalia aims to coordinate security and economic policies, forming a unified bloc to counter Ethiopia's growing regional assertiveness. This alliance is designed not only to address immediate security concerns, but also to foster long-term cooperation among the three nations. Egypt's deepening ties with Eritrea, including new maritime agreements and joint naval exercises, send a clear message. Red Sea security is for coastal states, not landlocked Ethiopia. These moves reinforce Egypt's determination to safeguard vital shipping lanes and regional stability. Ethiopia sees these moves as calculated efforts to exploit old rivalries and increase pressure on its borders. viewing Egypt's actions as a direct challenge to its sovereignty and ambitions in the Horn. Egypt's outreach to Somalia and others is part of a broader strategy to build a coalition wary of Ethiopia's rise, aiming to create a network of partnerships that can collectively balance Ethiopia's influence and protect shared interests. For Ethiopia, this growing diplomatic encirclement is a formidable challenge in an already tense neighborhood, forcing its leaders to rethink their regional strategy and alliances as the Horn's power dynamics continue to shift. The Horn of Africa's location, bordering the Red Sea and Bab el-Mandeb Strait, makes it globally strategic. This corridor is a vital artery for international trade, linking the Suez Canal to global markets. Instability here threatens global supply chains, drawing the attention of major powers like the US, China, and Russia. The Egypt-Ethiopia rivalry could disrupt this crucial trade route, raising the stakes for the entire world. International actors are focused on maintaining stability and freedom of navigation, wary of any conflict that could escalate. The region's fragility means any miscalculation could have global repercussions for trade and security. Ethiopia and Egypt both see their actions as vital for national survival. Ethiopia argues it has the right to use its resources for development and seeks sea access through peaceful means. It views Egypt's alliances as attempts to keep it vulnerable and deny its rightful place in the region. Egypt, meanwhile, frames its actions as defensive, protecting its water security and historical rights to the Nile. Cairo's alliances are seen as standard foreign policy to safeguard national interests and regional stability. Both nations' ambitions and fears are fueling a cycle of mistrust and strategic rivalry. The Gerd dispute has evolved into a high-stakes contest for power and influence in the Horn of Africa, drawing in not just Ethiopia and Egypt, but also the attention of neighboring countries and global powers. Egypt's long-standing dominance is now challenged by a resurgent Ethiopia, whose control of the Nile's source and quest for vital sea access are dramatically reshaping the region's political and economic landscape. Both nations' unique geographies dictate their ambitions. Egypt's absolute dependence on the Nile for water, and Ethiopia's urgent need for energy and reliable trade routes to fuel its development and connect to the world. The outcome of this struggle will shape not only regional cooperation, security and development, but also the prospects for peace and prosperity across East Africa for years to come. A negotiated settlement could unlock shared prosperity and stability for all, but failure to compromise risks deepening instability, economic hardship, and even conflict that could spill beyond borders. The world watches closely, hoping that diplomacy and dialogue will prevail over confrontation and escalation. Ultimately, the future of millions depends on whether these rivals can move beyond zero-sum thinking, build trust, and embrace a spirit of cooperation for the greater good.